everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to try another brand new recipe here on In the Kitchen with Sandy. This is a simple soup recipe. It kind of, if it boils right down to it, it's almost like a vegetable soup, but it's called Easy Day Soup. And I've been wanting some soup. It's been a while since I've made a pot of soup. I'm making just a small pot. I'll probably just throw me a sandwich together, go with it. Maybe I might just fill my belly full of soup, who knows. But it's so simple. It looks to be simple and easy. The ingredients are ground chuck, a packet of the beefy onion Lipton soup mix, some frozen veggies, the veggie mix, and what else? Some macaroni and some diced canned tomatoes. Super simple and easy. So we're gonna try that. I have a yellow squash, a couple yellow squashes that I pulled out of my garden. I may go ahead and put a little bit of that in there as well, just to, I need to use up some of my squash that I'm getting from my garden. And it would be, I think it would be a great addition. Plus it'd be beautiful in there. So I may use that as well, but let's go ahead and get this started because it's like 12:30 and I'm starved. I'm hungry. Again, I'm making just a small pot of this. I'm hoping my little pot here is big enough. But this is, I'm using ground beef. This is 80% lean, 20% fat. I'd rather use ground chuck, but that's all right. I did not buy this. I ordered out, and this is what they got me. They was nice enough to ask me, you know, what percentage that I wanted, but I should have specified ground chuck because I just think that it has so much more flavor. So we're just gonna brown this. I thought about cutting up an onion and putting in it, but you know what, since we're gonna use the beefy onion soup mix, then I don't think that I'm gonna need this. I don't think I'm gonna need the onion. Oh, I don't know if this pan's gonna be big enough. We'll see. We'll see. But I wanted to give this recipe a try. Actually, you think that'll hold like 5 or 6 cups of water in there as well? Gosh, I hope so. If not, I'll switch out the pans. I'm going to go ahead and get this browned up, and I'm going to drain it if it needs to be drained, and then we will proceed with the recipe. All right, I drained my ground beef there. Now we're going to add to this the Lipton onion soup mix. This is it comes with 2 packets of it. Beefy onion. I almost didn't think I had any because when I looked up there I found a packet of the mushroom and onion, which would probably be good as well, but I'm going to use this. I'm going to try to follow the directions here. You know, I'm not too good at that, so I always like to add different things to it. I'm just going to stir that around, and then we're going to add 5 cups of water. I thought it said 6, but it's actually 5. 2, 4, number 5. And then you're going to add 2 cans of the 14.5 ounce of petite diced tomatoes. Ooh, this is going to be cutting it close, isn't it? And we're going to give that a stir. And then we're just going to bring this up to a boil. And I'm going to put a lid on it, just a jarred, you know, like so. When it comes up to a boil, just leave it ajarred a little bit. And then we're going to turn it down on about medium-low and let this simmer for a good 45 minutes to an hour. So this has been cooking for about 45 minutes, and I went ahead and done a taste test on it. I feel personally that it needs to be a little bit more beefier. The back of the package, the instructions for the, what is that? The beefy onion soup calls for 4 cups of water just on that soup pack. But I use 5 because I'm following this recipe. I think it needs to be a little bit beefier, so I am going to add 1 beef cube to this. And I'm also going to add, because I think it needs a little bit more flavor. You know, I don't want to make this and then have you make it and it not be, you know, good. I don't want to put anything that's not good on my channel. But I'm also going to add some of my signature blend seasoning because I think it needs a little pick-me-up. I think it needs a little pick-me-up. So I'm gonna let this go for another few minutes just to let that bouillon cube melt or dissolve in there, and then, you know, let my seasoning just infuse as well. And I'm gonna give another try just to see. But I think it should be okay. I think that should like doctor it up a little bit. It's time for another taste test. I thought the flavors was really good. Definitely oniony enough, but I thought it just needed a little bit more beefy flavor. And I like that you cook this down. You let the meat and stuff simmer because it makes the meat like super small and tender. And I love that about this. So let me go ahead and give it a try again. It's hot. I burned my lip the first time. Yes. That's what it needed. That is what it needed. That is delicious. Now, if you make this, definitely make sure that you use a bouillon. Add one beef bouillon cube to this. And I'm sure you're going to want to make a bigger pot than I do, unless you're like me. If you're cooking for like 2 or 3 or whatever, this is plenty. And if you have my signature blend seasoning, make sure that you use, you know, a nice teaspoon and a half as well. Now the recipe calls for 1 1/4 cup of vegetables, but you know what? I think that might be too many. You know, if you made more of the liquid of the broth, then maybe that might be all right, but I want it to be soup, not, you know, like a stew. So let's go ahead and add 1 cup in to see where this takes us, and then I'll add a little bit more if I need to. Yeah, we're gonna do a little bit more. I'm gonna get that back up to a boil. Now that we're back up to a boil, I'm gonna go ahead and add about 1 cup of macaroni. Well, there it is, it's boiling. It's wet in there from the veggies. Now we're gonna let this go for about another 12 or 13 minutes until everything is done. And then it'll be time to eat. All right, let's take a look-see. Look at that. Let me tell you, this looks and smells amazing done in there. I cooked my macaroni for about 6 or 7 minutes, and then I just put the lid on it completely, and then I pushed it to the back of the stove and let it just sit there for an additional maybe 5 minutes. So let's serve us some up. Look at that. I have always been a little extra, just a little extra. I'm gonna top mine with just a little tiny bit of Parmesan cheese. Just to add a little more goodness to it. Now for the taste test. Man, that is delicious. Let me tell you something. This is a very simple recipe, very easy to follow, but you do need to me, I thought it needed a little bit more beefy flavor to it. So like I said, I added another, or one beef cube to it. If you wanted to add a little bit, make it in a bigger pot, maybe do a double recipe of it, but you're definitely going to need to add a couple bouillon cubes to it. And my signature blend seasoning, if you have that. And let me tell you something, this is really good. It is exactly what I wanted today. It's exactly what I needed today. So I hope you like this recipe, because I certainly do. I certainly do, and I hope you give it a try soon. Let me tell you something. Something else. We recently lost a family member. My husband's little sister passed away unexpectedly a few days ago. And soup is always so comforting for me, and it's been really rough. And you know, all your prayers, if you could just say some prayers for my family, we'd really appreciate it. Her name was Jennifer. We called her Jen. She was a big supporter of In the Kitchen with Sandy. She was always commenting on specifically on my Facebook page, In the Kitchen with Sandy. And I've not really been posting there for a little while, because you know, it's been hard knowing that you know, I'm not going to see her responding to everything I put on there. So like I said, if you know, keep us in your prayers, and keep her mama in your prayers, you know, because it's going to be really hard to accept. You know, I can't imagine losing a child. It's hard enough on us. I can't imagine, you know, her mama losing a child. So say a prayer for us. But on a lighter note, I do have, make sure you go to, if you're on Facebook, make sure you go to my, I have a In the Kitchen with Sandy page, and I also have an In the Kitchen with Sandy cooking group. I started that group many years ago and decided to switch to just a page, but I've decided to go back and reintroduce that group to Facebook. So we're growing, slowly we're growing, but please get on there and look for me, In the Kitchen with Sandy. Of course, as a Facebook group, I'd love to have you there. The difference between the group and the page is in the group, you guys can share all your delicious recipes, pictures of your dinners, you know, any other thing that has to do with life in general, as far as eating, you know, eating habits, what you're getting at your grocery store. You know, I'd love to see some of your input on that in that group. So if you have not joined that group, please get on Facebook and join In the Kitchen with Sandy, because I'm really, really wanting to grow this group, and you know, we can all just cook together. Maybe we can do some lives together. I would like to start doing some more giveaways. I've done giveaways on my In the Kitchen with Sandy Facebook page, but I really want to start doing it on in my group. And the only way that I can do that and you can win is if you go to my group. But please join it, and please feel free to share it, and feel free to share all your delicious recipes that you're making, pictures that you're making, you know, just things that you think that, you know, anything that we might like. Today I just posted like a random picture of something I found on the internet of pine cones that somebody had spray painted and made a bouquet of flowers out of it. It was absolutely beautiful, but you're just gonna have to go there and look for yourself. You know, I love you guys very much. I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Take care. so good.